Allen Vineyards.
Welcome back to La La Land on CRN Digital Talk. That's Nate Liddell.
And that's Brett Chapin.
We are talking to Director of Photography and incredible talent, Matthew Heckerling.
Thank you for being here, Matthew.
It's my pleasure.
Oh.
And when we left off, you were talking a little bit about your experiences in Cambodia and all that. And I wanted to ask one quick follow-up question to that, because was the guy, you said there was one person there that spoke English?
Well, one on that particular crew. I mean, we had a local producer there who was. There's a lot of French in Cambodia, so we had a French producer who helped us out with everything. But there was the one guy who owned the Grip Electric company, and then he brought on all his crew. But yeah, he was the only one. I had to communicate everything through him.
So yeah, that was going to be my question. Did he interpret everything?
Yeah, he was basically. I needed him kind of standing right next to me the whole time, so that he could sort of translate for me, and then they would take over.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it was definitely a unique experience.
Was he ever not there?
Yeah, actually, because here was another interesting thing: is his son was getting married the day after our production, so he was busy putting the wedding together.
Oh my gosh,
So
weddings are a big thing over there.
They're huge, and there's a lot of them. But there was, well, that's another story.
Okay.
But, yeah, he was putting his son's wedding together, which we went to, which was beautiful. But there was a while where he had to go deal with a last minute mess up with the wedding, so he was handling that and handling our production at the same time. And then we had a one of our big exterior lights go down.
Oh.
While he was gone. So, and he was great. We called him up and he solved the problem. He was really an amazing guy.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, that must have been a lot of hand gestures.
Yeah, there was a lot
like
of
playing not Pictionary.
Yeah,
what is it?
There was a lot of gesticulating. There was a lot of semaphores.
This way. Oh my gosh. Wow, and that's a lot of pressure, because there's a lot of money riding on the day, and you have only a certain amount of times till the sun goes down.
Yeah, it was pretty.
Certain amount of electricity, and
or in this case, until the sun comes up, because it was a night shoot on top of everything else. So we're sitting, and the light went out, so we're sitting. Our huge our huge night light went out, so we're kind of sitting in the dark there.
So really, you work with the light. That's what you do.
That's my job. I mean, my job is first and foremost is lighting. Which I find the most pleasure in. That's that was the part of the job that I fell in love with.
Have you done everything behind, like, as far as like all the jobs, like the grip and electric? Have you done?
No, I mean, I've done, in film school you sort of do.
Oh, okay.
But I wouldn't, I would not call myself a qualified gripper electric in the term, and up to the standards of what the guys that work for me. Those guys are incredible at their jobs.
Yeah.
In film school you sort of learn the basics of everything. I know what they do, but they do it really, really well. But I started working before I went to film school. I was a camera assistant, so that was where I started. So I learned the ins and outs of the camera, which of course now is,
the video camera, or the just what?
Well, at the time it was 35 millimeter film. So I learned. I started as a film loader, so learned the camera from the inside out. Now I mean it's a constant update with the technology. I mean there's about 500 cameras you need to know these days.
Right. Well, but you also shoot with an actual, you're a photographer.
Right.
I mean,
yeah.
You'd take still photos.
Yes, I take still. Yeah, I do stills as well. I do fashion and lifestyle kind of stuff.
And so, do you find that there's a big difference between that?
Well, I mean the principles are the same in terms of lighting, shadow, composition, but I mean obviously it's a very different beast. The objectives are very different, but ultimately lighting is lighting. It's just a matter of scale.
And you're shooting my headshots next week, right?
Yes, I am.
So I just want to throw that in there real quick, because I'm really excited about this. People, if you want to, Brett, what is that website that we're on? www.facebook.com/LaLaLandTalk.
You got it.
Oh my gosh. Okay. I'm putting some of the photos up there that Matthew Heckerling is going to be shooting of me, and you guys can make comments. Really good comments only.
Only
Please.
Good comments.
Thank you. But no, it'd be wonderful. You guys can see his work. He's amazing.
Thank you, Nettie.
Amazing.
So who are your influences? Who would you say is a really good director of photography that you can think of?
Roger Deakins is phenomenal.
From what film?
He's done pretty much all of the Coen Brothers movies from Barton Fink on. he's won, some of the most amazing work. I mean, No Country for Old Men is absolutely stunning.
It is.
I guess we're moving on. Robert Richardson, Emmanuel Lubezki. I mean, Robert Richardson shot all the early Oliver Stone. Emmanuel Lubezki shot Sleepy Hollow, and among other gorgeous films. I mean, I could go on and on.
Matthew Heckerling.
Thank you.
Check out his work, guys. MatthewHeckerling.com. Check him out on IMDb. Director of photography.
Thank you so much for being here with us.
Thank you. My pleasure.
And go ahead and give us a call, guys, if you have any questions for our guests at 1-800-336-2225. We're going to be talking at the end of the show about a certain mention that we got on Twitter from the most important Twitter account. So we'll be back to talk to Caitlin O'Brien on La La Land Talk with Brett and Nett on CRN Digital Talk.